everyone.
Hello.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. Um, for those of you who are new here, my name is Carrie, and this is my husband, Dale.
Hello.
We are here in Zone 7 in Oklahoma City, where it has been, I don't know, it's been up and down. The weather's been all over the place here. It was the hottest it's ever been on Christmas, and then we dropped immediately to like the 30s and 20s, and oh man, it's cold out there now. But I'm super excited to be talking all flowers today. One of my favorite topics to talk about. I love it.
So we're going to be going through and picking all the flowers, or not all, some of the flowers we're going to be growing in the spring. And I'm always kind of like into learning about the history of where these flowers came from, why we grow them, why people like them, and that type of thing. So I've been doing some like deep dive research. So I'm excited to share some of the stuff I've learned. There's a whole language behind flowers I didn't even know about. We'll talk about it here in a minute, but there's a lot of really cool stuff behind these flowers beyond just like growing them because they're pretty. There's also a history behind them too. So we'll talk about that as well.
Well, I'm excited to learn that too because I always just look at flowers. I'm like, ooh, pretty. I want to grow it.
I've
So
always got, okay, what's the purpose of this flower? Like, what
yeah.
is it? And some of these, like, their only purpose is to look pretty, but most of these have some sort of a reason they were grown, whether it's medicinal or some other interesting reasons we'll get into.
So we started growing back 10 years ago now, and it's been a fun journey. So whenever we first started, neither one of us knew like what we were doing, nothing. We had just the traditional grass Oklahoma backyard, and we ended up starting to put in some gardens. We were like, let's do it. And so we built a couple little 4x4 wooden raised beds. And over a couple of years, you can see on this picture, we turned it all over into a bunch of gardens. And in the process, like we learned so much along the way, and we really like wish that there was an app for that, because I mean, there's an app for everything, right? And but we couldn't find a great one for what we wanted for the garden. So we're like, okay, I guess we just need to do it ourselves. So Dale started working with a couple friends, and here we are today. It's incredible. It's been a journey. Um, yeah, it's been amazing. So in the Seed to Spoon app, if you don't already have it, make sure you go download it today because it is super helpful. I absolutely love it. I know I might be partial, but it is so helpful. It gives you exact planting dates based on your location. It pulls from your closest weather station, and it will give you it pulls from the estimated frost dates and all of that, and calculates everything out for you so you don't have to do it, which was always my least favorite part of gardening. But you could also go through and visually plan all of your gardens, and you can talk to Growbot too, which is our little chat bot. He's awesome, super helpful. You can send pictures up about like if you have a plant problem or need identification or something along those lines. So.
Yeah. So that's who we are. Introduce yourselves in the chat. So we have a pretty active chat usually, and we're going to pop up your questions. Happy birthday.
I know. Happy birthday. I'm so glad you're joining us on your birthday.
So we try and keep this super laid back, interactive. If you've got questions, comments, ideas, suggestions for us, throw them in chat. A lot of y'all are here every week, and it's awesome. And really appreciate y'all joining us and making this fun. So I'm excited for what we're talking about today because a lot of this stuff, I learned pretty recently, and I always like sharing stuff that's still exciting to me like that. So let's jump in.
Yeah, well, I want to say thank you, Smart Pots, for popping up and reminding everybody too, because we do have a giveaway before we jump in. At the end of this, we're going to be giving away a free 1-year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, and as well as a free packet of flower seeds from whatever we talk about today. You guys get your pick of which one you want to grow yourselves. So very exciting. And yeah,
Yeah, so if you aren't a premium subscriber to our app already, it's definitely worth checking out. You get free shipping on all of your orders through Park Seed, which is where we get all of our seeds from, not just because we work there, it's because they are genuinely better. They are kept in a warehouse out in South Carolina where they are kept in the ideal conditions for how you want to store seeds. And it's been really mind blowing and eye opening since we joined Park Seed to see the difference in germination rate. I think a lot of it really just boils down to how they're kept. They're not being a lot of times we bought our seeds on clearance at the end of the year from a big box store in the past, and by then
Yeah.
these were not the quality they were, at the beginning of the year, and had been kept in not the ideal conditions. So ever since we switched, we have seen a major difference, and we don't even mess with any other seeds now, just because we know that anything that we grow from our warehouse out in Park Seed is going to grow for us, and we're not going to have to. This the germination rates speak for themselves.
I know. I tell people, I'm like, I guess it's like 99.9% germination rate is what I feel like I get for me. So I'm like, yeah, pretty much everything just germinates and it's amazing. Whether it be because I'm using the Parkseed biodome to germinate things, which makes things super easy to begin with right there, which I have one right there. You can't really see it that well, but I do have a biodome going right there. Those are amazing too, but it helps to make the germination rate go
Yeah,
good.
and a lot of the seeds we'll be talking about today, we will be starting in biodomes, and as we get
Oh,
into
for sure.
how we're starting them and all that. But okay, we ready to jump in now? We get all this.
Yes, let's
Okay.
do it.
Let's.
I'm always excited to talk flowers. So
All right. So last or 2 weeks ago now, we went through and picked out our vegetables. So if you missed that, go back and check it out. We went through and picked out all of our cool season vegetables. We had a bit of a battle, a competition on going through and picking and stuff. And we had fun here. This is more of a collaborative effort. Carrie knows way more about flowers than I do and how to grow them. She's been doing a lot more flower growing than I have the past few years. So, but I do have a lot to bring to the table as far as like the history of this stuff. I'm excited to hear some of that. So let's jump in. What's your first one, Carrie?
well, so I figured we would start with some of the cooler season flowers first, and then make our way into a few of the warmer season ones that I have to start indoors like quite a bit um, before summertime. So I will be including some warm season, but that's because I need to start them indoors and get them ready for the season and all of that. So let's start with some cool season, and of course, let's start with one of my favorites, calendula. I love calendula. I mean, who doesn't? Before, like a couple years ago, I pretty much didn't even know what calendula was. I think like I had heard of it, and yeah, it was definitely not one that I thought about like commonly. But I heard about calendula and I was like, hey, this needs to be something that I try growing because it has all these medicinal reasons to grow it. Like it's technically edible, and why are we not growing this? And it's also an amazing companion plant too for so many plants and vegetables that we grow. I was like, I definitely need to do this. So my first pick was these orange flash calendula seeds. Because, I mean, look at those. How gorgeous are they? I've grown these in the past. This is the calendula seeds that I always grow, and they've done amazing for me. So typically I would say calendulas are more like a cool season, but these lasted like halfway through the summer for me. I feel like they did so well, just hanging on for so long and deep into the winter too. I was like, these are amazing. Like I loved them. I was a huge fan.
Agreed. They did really well
Yeah.
last year. And this is one of the plants we're going to talk about that probably has the most like medicinal benefits. So this was used back during World War I to help with wounds during the war, things like that. It can help with any type of skin irritation. It helps with inflammation, all that type of stuff. So I know this is one of the things that you guys have told us a lot. I know a lot of you have made different salves and things like that from calendula, and I think you guys are one of the reasons why we grew calendulas because how much you guys talked about it. So
Yeah.
this is definitely like at the top of the list, probably as far as what we're talking about today, as far as medicinal benefits. So if you're looking for something to grow just to have a purpose beyond just being beautiful, this should be at the top of the list because any type of cut or poison ivy, probably that kind of stuff, it would help with. So we're not doctors, cannot give medical advice, but we can give plant advice. And
Hey, I am a nurse. I have my RN, so there we go.
true, I am not a doctor.
Oh, I'm not a doctor though.
Well, I'm not any. But
I saw somebody popped up too saying that the neon orange one looks amazing. And you know what? I came in here and I literally thought the same exact thing. Because I was like, I'm getting those orange flash calendula seeds, and I popped it. I was like, what is this? Something new. I was so excited. So yes, I included this one on my list as well, the neon calendula seeds. So I have not grown this variety before. It is something new from Park Seed this year. But look at that. I was like, okay, I definitely needed to try it. So this is definitely one that's going on to our list that we're going to be growing too.
all right, what do we got next?
Okay, I gotta pull up my list here. Okay, next we have violas and pansies.
I bet I know which one you're picking. And forgive us, we weren't able to be here last week because we were sick, and Carrie is still fighting it. So we're gonna have some coughing breaks here and there.
Yeah, sorry. I'll try to mute myself whenever I do, but yeah, it gets difficult. Um okay, so first on my list, whenever I was like, okay, we need, of course, pansies and violas because that is like one of the ultimate cool season flowers that just thrive here. And my personal favorite is this one right here. This little bunny ears viola seeds. I, of course, love the name. But look at that. It's so pretty. These flowers, like they're super tiny flowers. So they're very small, delicate. They do really well in the winter time here in zone 7. Like I actually had some of these bunny ears the year before actually go through the entire winter and come strong in the springtime too. And I'm like, okay, I've got to continue to keep this one on my list because it just does so well. I love it.
So I learned some interesting things last year at the Cultivate conference. Spent some time with someone that had been specializing in violas and pansies for pretty much his whole career, and he knew a lot about them. And one of the things he shared with me was that violas tend to be hardier than pansies, which was an interesting thing to learn at the time. So that's one thing I wanted to share as well that I kind of learned last year. But something I learned just recently, like researching for this, is in Victorian times there was this whole language behind flowers. So if you liked someone, you couldn't necessarily just go up to them and say, "Hey, can I take you out, for dinner? I like you." You couldn't do that. You sent them coded flowers. So if you gave them pansies that were like really strong and doing well, like that means I like you. But if you gave someone a pansy that was like all wilted or fading, it was like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, or my feelings are fading for you. It, I know it was like this whole it was this whole language around flowers that in Victorian times. So
That's funny.
yeah, I thought that was super interesting. I had no idea. And if I've ever given you a wilty flower, I promise I didn't mean anything behind it. I didn't know the language. So I'll
That's
make sure
funny.
I'm careful on that moving forward.
Oh my goodness. That's too funny. Okay, let's pull up some pansies. So, pansies were something that it was difficult to pick a few. So, whenever I looked at these, I was like, okay, I'm going to go with my tried and true varieties that we've done before that have always done good. But I mean, look at these. There's so many that Parkseed has, and they all look so pretty, right? I loved these. But I picked two opposites here. So I went with the Swiss Giants here because again, I've grown these before in the past and they did really good for me. So these ones are just like their name suggests, one of the larger pansies. Now, these flowers, I feel like, were also on the larger side too. They were super pretty. I liked the variety of different colors because I like the different colors of pansies going. So these ones were definitely on my list, as well as these flirty skirts mix pansy seeds. I really liked growing these too because they gave a unique, like you can kind of see in this picture right here. They have like, instead of the like straight ends that the other ones have, they have kind of like the little curved. They're very unique, and it was a different type of look for a pansy. And I was like, oh, I loved growing those too. And these ones did really well for me. And these ones are more on the smaller side. So that way now I have the Swiss Giants, which is large, and then the Flirty Skirts, which is the little smaller ones. So I was excited to have both of these going. Okay.
I already said what I had to say about pansies, so we'll have to move on to the next one. That was
Oh, this is an interesting question. Any long stemmed pansies? I actually do not know. Um, I wish I could. Dale, you want to pull up Growbot? Maybe Growbot will know, or are you asking Growbot?
yeah.
Pull over. Let's
Well,
see.
not there.
Not here. Okay. Ah,
You want to move on to the next one, or
yeah. Here. Oh, so Donna was asking so many varieties. Are they easy to grow? So yes, I will say that, but be careful. They do. So whenever you do plant them, I made this mistake. Whenever you start the seeds, they need to be covered with something. So don't put them underneath lights right away. Let them germinate first, and then they are easy to grow. So once they sprout up for you, I had no issues at all. And I had so many volunteers actually in my front garden because I had a hanging pot of several of these in my front garden. And then I had volunteers like the next season that came and were like just planted themselves and came right underneath. And it was perfect. But yeah, they're very easy to grow once they germinate. I will say that. So they are a little finicky. Like I said, make sure you cover the seeds with and don't put them directly under light. Okay, so next on my list, ooh, I have cornflowers or bachelor buttons.
so it doesn't really look like there's much in the way of long stem pansies available, but a more a longer search may find different results, but initial results don't look good.
Let me answer these questions real quick. So viola, yes, they are the same. They need the darkness to germinate too. Because I started viola and pansies at the same time, and I accidentally put them under light, but it was okay actually. They did fine. I just had to cover them after the fact, and they still most of them came up. So um, no, since pansies are a cool season flower, you will not want any sort of heat mat or anything like that. So you'll have no bottom heat, no nothing. Just germinate them in your kitchen. Okay, so on these cornflowers, I bet you guys can figure out which ones I was going to pick. I came in here and I was like, at first I thought about these, but I was like, this one just called to me, and this is again was a new variety because I was gonna do the old tried and true, but I was like, oh, look at this! It is so pretty. And I mean, I love bachelor's buttons, cornflowers, whatever you want to call them. They are just so pretty and they're unique. I mean, look at that. I mean, I feel like I could say that about every single flower probably that we pull up, but these ones I just love. I love the cornflowers, and they're again super easy to grow. Like they can grow wild for you.
All right, so bachelor buttons comes from like this was the original like I'm single and ready to mingle accessory you would wear if you're on the prowl. So you would, but if it faded quickly, that meant the romance may not last. So you had to be careful about which cornflower you chose. But this was the flower you wore if you were a bachelor and you're ready to let everyone know. Hence the bachelor button term. So I'm not going to be wearing this flower.
That's good. That's good. Sorry, everybody. um, okay, next on my list, what do I have next? Alyssa.
What about starting it? Is it going to be the same as the others for starting from seed?
Um,
Are we doing this one in a biodome or directly outside, or how's that one going to go?
yes, I won't start it direct. I won't start quite as early as the violas and pansies because the violas and pansies need a lot of time to not THYME.
Oh boy.
They need a lot of time to germinate. But the cornflower, yes, I will still start it indoors before, like 4 to 6 weeks before the last frost, and then and transplant them outside, and they will be more of a cool season flower.
And all these flowers are in the app, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I had to think about that for a second. I'm like looking at the list. I'm like, I think I have added. I'm pretty sure I've added all of these flowers in there because everybody from you guys are ones that have told me like which plants you want to see in the Seed to Spoon app. So I've gone through like I have all of yours on the list, and so yeah, you can always pull up on the app, and it will give you exact planting dates for when to plant everything. Okay. Okay. So on here, I love planting these. So these ones will be more of an accent in the garden. Um these are very small, little tiny delicate flowers. I mean, if you've seen like bouquets, like they have them like as small little accents and things like that. But I like having these just as like this picture shows, like borders along the side of somewhere. They're really good beneficial plants to grow too. So it's helpful for not only like just looking pretty, but it's helpful for your veggies and stuff like that too. But yeah, they're very tiny, very small, short, and I just like having some different sizes and things like that in the garden.
Yeah. So this was one that um, is going to be one of the best flowers for bringing in beneficial insects into your garden. So if you want to have some flowers around the border of a vegetable garden or something like that, these are great ones to go with. The Greeks thought that they would help with rabies. I doubt that's the case, but
Wow.
but the name literally translates into against madness. So it was a plant that was used to help with uh, things like rabies back in Greek times. So take that with a grain of salt, but that's where the name comes from. So um, yeah, but more than anything, I think its ability to bring in beneficial insects is huge. So I think having this around a vegetable garden is a smart idea.
Yeah, it looks like we have a lot of people that are vouching for the fact that they'll bring in a whole bunch of pollinators and all of that. Yes,
Not
everybody
just
loves them.
rabies part. A lot of people vouching for the rabies qualities of it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's used it as treatment for that, but
Yeah. No comments.
okay. Okay, next cool season is gonna be snapdragons. Okay, and snapdragons are one that like they're just super fun to grow. And I grow these primarily for the kids, honestly. Like that is why I grow snapdragons, just because these blooms, like if you put your little fingers in there, you can make them talk, and the kids love it if you can make little flowers talk and have conversations. And they're very large. Like the flowers will grow real tall. Um, but being knowing that this is for my kids, I chose to do this circus clowns snapdragon seeds because honestly, like this is the best name ever. Again, I was like, it sold me. I was like, I need to grow the circus clown snapdragons because of how fun it sounds. The kids will love it. They will love the name of this and definitely want to play with these.
So these were a good luck charm back in ancient folklore. They were thought to protect homes from negative energy. So yeah, it's the best I could find
Hey,
on
the clowns can
right
keep them
in the
away.
clowns. Put them by the door. I know plenty of people scared of clowns, so I think that'll work. I think it'll scare.
Yes, I agree. Yes, they smell amazing as well too. Okay, the next cool season one I want to talk about is aster. I am a huge fan of aster, and I already have several of them out there. But of course, I have to include more. And these Parks Picks Mix aster seeds were the ones that I went with because the asters that I have right now are all purple. And I was like, ooh, this has a mix of some pink and white and also, again, some more purple. And I was like, this will be beautiful out there in the garden. And I love these. Again, they perform really well here in Zone 7. But they would be a really good pick for, I mean, I feel like anywhere because they do, like, they thrive in cool weather and they can also, like, last through summers here too.
Yeah, and they're beautiful, and you get like just big flower. It's almost kind of reminds me of a zinnia. Some of the zinnias that we grow that are like that. It means star flower, by the way. That's, the folklore was they fell from the stars, so that's what it's into a star flower.
Yeah, I will say they do bring in a whole lot of pollinators too. There's always all sorts of bees everywhere around the asters. Oh man, they're amazing. One of my favorites. Okay, and one more for as I dropped my drink. I'll pick it up later.
Do you need another drink? I'll bring you one.
No, I'm good. um, one more coolish season is the dianthus. And this is probably one of the first flowers I feel like that I really started growing. Um, just because this is one that sometimes you can find in like big box stores and all that, and I bought some as like a little transplant. So this was one of the first flowers that I actually grew, and I'm a big fan of these. And of course, if you guys know me at all, you know that I'm going to pick this rockin' purple dianthus one. Like, look at this. It's amazing and gorgeous. Um, I love dianthus. They are gorgeous. They smell incredible. These flowers just smell incredible, but it looks like one huge large bloom of a bunch of tiny blooms. Like it's so pretty and unique. Definitely one that I would recommend doing. I love them.
So this is like the OG love flower. So before the rose, this was used in like Greek times and crowns and garlands and all that kind of stuff. And it was like the flower of love. So I'm going to be giving you some dianthus if we grow them.
Yay! Well, we are. I just added it to cart. So we're going to be growing some purple dianthus.
If we grow them well, if we do it right, and it all works.
Fingers crossed.
I can't jinx this by just saying it's going to work.
I know, right?
That's how I ruined our pink petunias last year.
I know. Speaking of petunia, well, here, hold on. I have one more. Well, so let's move on to some of the warm season um plants that I'm going to have to start indoors early. So I'm going to shop for the flowers that I'm going to be like direct sowing or the ones who are like really quick to go later. But there's a lot of them that I need to get ahead of time, like now-ish, that I need to be starting indoors. And these are ones that are going to take a little bit longer to germinate indoors. And I definitely want them ready to go for the spring after the last frost. So first on my list is the again, I don't know exactly how to say this name, a geratum. I don't know, but that's my best guess there.
Sounds good
Uh,
to me.
yeah, we grew this. Was it? It was 2 years ago now, and it was just one of the most beautiful, unique flowers ever. And honestly, like this picture looks amazing, but it doesn't even do it justice. It's like it just looks so interesting and it's like soft. Like the kids just loved it. They would always go into the garden and they would just like pet this flower. And it's like this unique blue. This picture like makes it look purple, but like really it looks like a light blue color. It is gorgeous. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's one of those flowers where when we have people over and they're like taking a tour of our garden, everyone always stops and says, "Whoa, what is this? I've never seen anything like that before." I think didn't we see this in front of a restaurant one time, and that's what made us want to get it? Chewy's? Is it that flower?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that when I took a picture and I had to like send it out. I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. This one, like, I wasn't able to find a ton of necessarily uses for it, other than looking amazing. Uh, but it's definitely worth it from that perspective.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of them. Yeah, and like I said, it is definitely something unique, and it is a conversation starter too. So if you want something unique, definitely try these. And it performs really well. Like it did really well. We grew it in a smart pot. It was probably like a 5 to 7 gallon smart pot that I had mine in, and it did really well.
Yeah, we
It
didn't
did.
really like it at all. It was in an area of the garden that didn't get much love, and it just
Yeah.
flourished.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I barely did anything, and it was just gorgeous. Yes. Okay, I love this. It is also called floss flower. Thank you. I can say that. I got that. I got floss flower. Okay, so on to petunias. One of my favorite things to grow.
And this is one of the areas where I feel like we have saved the most amount of money when it comes to flowers because we used to spend $20 on each hanging basket that we got.
Yeah.
And Carrie really likes petunias, so we would try and catch them on clearance. We'd be trying to hit up, them on like their Monday clearance sale or whatever, trying to grab the scragglers and get them back to life or something. But it's uh, it's been a couple years now that we've been growing our own petunias, and it's been awesome. We just basically grow our own hanging baskets.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
start them in the hanging basket. Well, we start them in the biodome, but then we move them into the hanging basket when we transplant them out. So they just live in that hanging basket their entire life, and we have them in our seed starting area in the winter and through the early spring, and then we'll move that whole hanging basket outside once we start putting stuff outside and once it warms up enough.
Yeah, so this is where I had to check myself because I was quite literally going through the website. I was like, I want to grow this. I mean, look at this, you guys. Like, look at all of these different varieties and pictures. Like, oh my gosh. There is quite literally, I think, 100 different varieties. Yeah, there's 9 more pages of this. Like, look at these.
We have one of the largest selections of petunias of anywhere you'll find,
Yeah,
and also
you
filtered
can't
out by
go
color.
wrong.
You want to go over to the left and show them how they can do that? Scroll up to the top there, and then over on the left, over in those menus, there's one for color. So if you go down a little bit more, it's down bloom color right there. So you could choose the color you want to filter down to, which I was trying to grow as many pink ones as I could for do the show more, and then we'll be able to see the pinks you're looking for.
Oh, there's like dark pink.
Yeah, yeah. The data we have on these is really nice to be able to filter down. So you can go through and pick like your exact colors. Which when it comes to something like petunias,
Wow.
can help because there's so many to go off of. But
Oh my gosh, look at those sparklers. Wow. Oh yeah, like I said, there are literally like 100 different varieties here, and you can't go wrong with any of them. They are all gorgeous, right? So that being said, I had to narrow it down somewhat because I can't just go crazy here and get every single one of them. Um, but I did start with the very first one here, which was a the shake raspberry petunia. That just looked so pretty and unique. And I love the fact that I can grow like whatever colors I want, essentially, because I can find whatever seeds I want here right here. And I don't have to depend on like last year, nobody carried any sort of petunias anywhere. And I was like, ugh. So yeah, I'm very excited to be growing all sorts of beautiful, beautiful ones. Okay, so I'm definitely going to do that one. And I think I picked this one too, didn't I? The net number two. Romantica Norma Petunia. I mean, look at how pretty that is. It's so unique. I had never seen anything like this. And I just loved like the stripes in it. I was like, this is just so vivid. Like, look at these pictures. Yeah, I am very excited.
I really like this evening sensation one here.
Yes. Oh, we've grown those before. The sensation ones.
Mm-hmm.
They smell really good. And I actually put these on the list for you because I knew you would like this color right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then these wave ones, any of the ones where you see wave in the name, that's going to be a really good petunia as well.
Yeah.
Um, at Cultivate,
Those shockwave,
all
easy wave, all of those. Yeah. Like, and look at like, you can just see like the veins of the color coming through. Ugh, yeah, I know. I get too excited when I come to petunias. They're all really pretty. Um, let's see what other ones I have. Oh yeah, the greetings. Again, like of course I picked the names that I'm like I don't know how to pronounce this. Where is that one?
you might just search for it in the search
Okay,
bar. Might
that's it.
go away.
Greetings from Jaromir, something like that. I remember planting this out last year, and I was like, I don't know what this is called, but look at these flowers. It is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Like it's again, it doesn't even really look like a petunia with how interesting and like frilly the sides look. Like it's just so unique and different, and it's a petunia, but it doesn't look like a petunia, like it's, yeah, very interesting. And then, of course, I had to include the daddy mix. Um, there we go. Yeah. So I've grown this daddy mix petunia seeds. I love how they look. They're gorgeous. But I will say, out of all of the petunias I've ever grown in the past, these were the most hardy of the petunia seeds that I had. Because it is knowing me, I am going to forget that I have a hanging basket somewhere because I have so many and I will forget to water something for a week. Other petunias were like, nope, I can't handle that. But these ones were like, sure, I'm just fine. And I was like, okay, I love the daddy mix. So I made a mental note. I was like, I have to make sure we always grow this daddy mix because it just did so well for us.
So a lot of the flowers we've talked about today have this long history. This is going to be one that does not have a long history. It really wasn't cultivated till the mid 1800s, and it was considered like it was like a scraggly woody weed in South America. And then in the 1800s they started working with it, cultivating it, and then now it's become what it is today. But this is one of the flowers that doesn't have the history that a lot of the other ones do. This was really kind of the Victorian creation, if you will.
Okay. So let's move to celosia. So this is another one that we have to start ahead of time and start them indoors before we plant them out because they're a little slower grower. Um, our first year being like super successful with these was this last year, and I was like, why have we not been growing these more? We grew these right here, these burning embers celosia seeds this last year. Oh my gosh, they were the most just like I don't even know. Like they were just putting on a show, like all season long, all fall. They were just so vivid and bright. Like, oh my gosh. I could go on and on about the celosia, and it was just amazing. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna be growing more of these. And I will say too, these ones were trying to produce more too for me. And they were putting off seeds and planting themselves below my pots that I had them in. So I had like volunteer celosia plants too. I was like, this is great. I love it when plants give me more plants. It's always fun.
Yeah, this one also I learned is actually edible. The leaves are kind of like a spinach type quality. Now they're typically cooked, but um, I don't think we tried doing that at all. But I think next time we grow it, let's try some of that. Let's see how the leaves are, because this will give us leaves, whenever we aren't able to get spinach and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I loved growing that variety so much that I saw this one, this Flamma Pink, that I was like, okay, I've got to try this one too. Because the other one was like this bright, vivid red. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful pink vivid. I was like, I've got to try this one too. Like, so I am going to be growing two different varieties of Celosia this year just because of how well it did last year. I have to try this one. It's amazing. Okay, where are we at? Oh yes, coleus. So coleus is another one that I do need to make sure that we start ahead of time, just because like it can take like 8 to 12 weeks to really get established enough to transplant out. So I start them, like I said, 8 to 12 weeks before our last frost. Um, Now that these ones, I picked these giant exhibition complete mix coleus heirloom seeds because we have grown these in the past, and they are just striking and beautiful, so unique and vivid, and each one looks slightly different. And I just really like having a mixture of different leaf colors and different brightness, and like I like bringing brightness everywhere. So having leaves of different colors and all of that like is always on my list. And I love growing these ones. And these ones, again, I will say I have forgotten about many times, but they will always keep thriving. Like these are very low maintenance, very easy to like just plant and almost forget about. I mean, obviously you got to do a little care, but they will do really well for you with very little care.
And these are going to be a shade plant too. So in the areas where you're not able to grow their stuff because you don't get enough sun, this is going to be one of the main things to turn to. It's actually used as an indoor plant in a lot of places as well. That was one of the original uses of it back in Victorian times, was as an indoor plant. So if you have a shady spot, this is definitely something to throw in there, and it's nice because you don't have to wait for flowers to bloom in order to get color. It's going to be colorful right off the gate.
Yes. Yeah, that is huge for me too. Like cuz I love having colors and different shades and everything out there. Oh yes, I 100% agree. Like I did have a hard time cuz I looked at this one too, this chocolate covered cherry one, and I was like, that is so pretty. I mean, look at all of these. All of these are gorgeous. So I did have a hard time, but I was like, I've grown that one up there before, like this giant exhibition. I've grown it before, and this way I get like a variety of different colors and all that. So that's why I picked that one. Okay. And then next, ooh, I need to go to impatiens. So I love growing impatiens because these ones are always a really good thank you. Brought me a sparkle drink. Yes, that will be helpful with my throat. Um So I love growing impatiens because I always have so many places in the shade. Like I said, I like having colors everywhere. And anywhere I can grow, even in the shade, I always want to do I always want color. So impatiens are one of the most amazing ways I've found to add color like everywhere. Um and let's see. I went with this. Again, there's so many of these beautiful ones in here, but I went with this Parkseed Shady Lady because I have heard really great things about it. And it has a bunch of different colors in it too. So that way I can have like a good variety of colors in the shade. So I can have some pink, orange, white, like all of these different colors. Like there's different shades of pink. Like I was really excited about this one. I was like, okay, great. I'm going to just order this one and then I'll have plenty of impatient seeds for the shade.
So the name impatiens comes from because the seed pods would like explode when you touch them. That's why they were called impatiens. So that's the only thing I got from patience. Other than that, it's all about shade. And this is one of the things we're putting with coleus in the shade. Um, these are really the things like all in our front area of the house, which is on the side of the house that doesn't get any sun. This is we're flooding it with a lot of these.
Yeah, and a lot like underneath our porch and things like
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah, I always need plenty of impatience. Okay, hollyhock is one I picked next. So hollyhock again is one that it does like just like impatiens and like everything else we've talked about. Like hollyhock will take a good like 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost. So I'm going to be starting these, and I haven't grown hollyhock actually in quite a while. I'm not sure why we hadn't grown it, but we haven't grown it since our last house that we lived in, and I saw it on the list, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I need to add some hollyhock into this year. And I picked, believe it or not, out of all of these, I picked these jet black hollyhock seeds right here. Just because it is so unique. And we grew these at our last house and they were just incredible. Like they grew huge, very tall, and just thrived for us. And I was a huge fan. Typically, I mean, like I was telling you guys, I love all sorts of color and all of that, but these ones, like it was just so unique, having black flowers. I was like, I've got to add these into our mix this year. So I'm really excited for these.
So this was another one that was grown in a lot of like monastery gardens. This was used kind of similar to calendula as like a skin, like a, or if you had a throat or skin irritation, like they make teas out of it as well. So not as much in modern times, but back then they used it for that. But like Carrie mentioned, it's just one of those unique flowers that just looks different than everything else in the garden, and especially for like a cut bouquet, this could be super interesting because it's that super long stalk that has all the flowers on it, kind of like how a larkspur is. It's just one of those interesting flowers to add into your garden.
Sounds like I need some of it right now if it's good for for your
Yeah.
throat. Um, Next on the list, bee balm. I am a huge fan. Have I said that about every single one? I'm pretty
Yep.
sure I have. Okay, yep. In case you're wondering, I'm a huge fan.
You guys start throwing in one you don't like. I don't actually, but I'll talk to you about it.
I hate this one.
You don't have to hate it. That's not like it.
I don't think that's possible. I guess if it's like a flower that's like really difficult for me to grow and I've never been successful with it. So maybe then.
You
But
know, sticker weeds. We don't
oh,
recommend those.
yes.
You don't like those.
I'm not going to be planting any of those for sure.
Yeah, we live on 5 acres that has a lot of stickers. Now the goats have helped us thin them down, but for years now, you'll find one in the bathroom while you're walking through, like on a rug or something. Like, how did you get on that
Yes.
rug right into my foot at 2 a.m.?
Yes, it's the worst.
So we don't like. That's the only plant I think we don't like. Well, there's a few others, but back to bee balm though. We like bee balm.
I do. I love bee balm. How could you not? It is.
For sore throat, by the way. So we need some bee balm right now.
I do need some bee balm right now. Um, it is definitely a unique flower. I love growing unique flowers, as you can tell. But yeah, bee balm is it's amazing. So this we've grown in the past too, and it has just thrived for us. Again, a very easy, low maintenance flower. Hardly have to do anything. We've actually grown it in like shade. We've grown it in full sun before. We've grown it like in yeah, I mean, pretty much any conditions we've thrown at it, it's like, sure, I'll thrive and give you all sorts of beautiful blooms, attracting in all sorts of butterflies and bees. And yeah, it is absolutely one of my favorite easy flowers to grow.
Yeah, this they actually turned to this during the Boston Tea Party when they didn't have tea. They made tea from this instead. So it's like a great tea alternative. It's in the mint family, so just be aware of that. It will spread like mint, not quite to the extreme of mint, but it's we're gonna have this in a container probably most of the time. But it's one of those tried and true things that just does great for us, and we have bee balm as a weed now, pretty much throughout our garden. We always will at this point. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, because even though I plant them in like I put them in smart pots, but still like some of them will it doesn't fail, like some of them will get out of the smart pot and they will plant themselves somewhere out there next to it. And
Yeah.
yeah, but like I said, I love when plants do that because it just gives me a whole bunch of more free plants, and it's perfect. It works great for me. Okay, and then next on the list is where am I? Oh, vinca. So this I had to include vinca because this is probably again I've said this about a lot of them. This is a very easy flower, very low maintenance. Before I actually even met Dale, I planted a couple of vinca flowers, believe it or not, because I got them like at a big box store, and I planted them in my front garden. And I, of course, was no gardener, but they thrived and did amazing. Um, and I started a bunch of these from seed this last year because I was like, why have I not been doing more vinca again? Because they are just the easiest, most low maintenance flower there is, I feel like. Although there are a lot of low maintenance flowers, believe it or not. But these ones, like, I feel like are just like, they're just really easy. Give them sun, give them water. That's all they need. They are beautiful. Now, these flowers aren't huge; they're a little bit on the smaller side um, compared to like petunias and all of that. But again, like these are way less finicky. They will thrive for you in like all sorts of conditions. They've just always like they're like my tried and true flower. I feel like great for beginners, very easy to grow. Yes. So, and I like this Pacifica mix right here because again, it was a bunch of different colors right here in one pack, and I was like, this is perfect right here because then I can do several little pots and containers of different colors of vincas, and it'll do really great for me. Oh, interesting. They're saying deer won't eat them too. I love that.
Vinca. So this one I actually learned on this one. Some of the compounds in Vinca are used in cancer treatments, so it can actually stop cell division of cancer cells.
Like you eat it?
No, it's like they're using it on the like. It's not like a home remedy thing. Like the compounds in Vinca are what they
Oh, okay, gotcha.
therapy drugs and stuff like that. It wasn't like a, you can make your own cancer drugs at home type situation. It's a you know these are the compounds they're using to make those drugs.
Huh, that's interesting. I like it. Okay, so that's what I had on my list because those are the ones that take longer. I know everybody's gonna be like, "What about zinnias?" But
Yeah.
most of my zinnias, like I will be starting just direct sow outdoors. I will be starting some of them indoors. But again, those are a lot faster growers too. So I'm gonna shop for them later. These ones are more of the ones that are gonna take like 2 to 3 months before my first frost or before my last frost. I'm going to be starting these indoors. Whereas with my zinnias, the ones that I'm going to start indoors, I can do them like up to 2 weeks before. You know what I mean? Because they're a lot faster growers. So yeah, there we have it. That was our list.
So we'll have another wave that we do here in a few weeks, probably, where we have to order more vegetable seeds as well, and more. We usually have 2 or 3 waves every spring where we're ordering seeds, for the most part. So,
Okay. Well, we
yeah,
want to do
but,
a.
get to or anything before we do our giveaway?
What was that?
Do we have any questions we need to get to before we do our giveaway?
I have not been paying close attention. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, oh, I see we did have a question about impatiens. Yes, I love impatiens too. Do they get powdery mildew? I mean, I'm sure they could, but I'm trying to think in the past for me. I don't think I've ever had any issues with impatiens getting powdery mildew before. Um, I definitely have with zinnias and those ones towards the end of the season usually. But impatiens, I don't I never have anybody pop in there too if they've had any issues, but I yeah, typically they seem to be doing pretty good.
All right.
Yes. We absolutely will do another video about direct sewing too. Yeah, which ones we're going to be direct sewing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. I need to Yep, it is giveaway time. Dale, you want to tell them what they're going to win while I draw a winner?
Yep. So the winner today is going to win a 1 year premium app subscription to our Seed to Spoon app. That's going to give you free shipping on all your purchases through Park Seed. It's going to give you unlimited use of the app so you can create as many gardens, add as many plants as you want. It's also going to give you unlimited use of Growbot so you can send as many pictures of your plants and your bugs and everything else that's in your garden and ask as many questions as you want. And it'll help guide you through. Yeah, that's what you're winning, as well as a pack of seeds from Park Seed as well. So, and don't forget, Park Seed is running a 20% off sale right now. We've got it scrolling down at the bottom, early 20% off your entire purchase of Park Seed. So, and if you have the yearly premium subscription, you also get free shipping. So check that out as well. All right, you got a winner?
I do. I'm trying to get it in here. Sorry. Ah. Okay, I got it. Okay, drum roll. Congratulations to yeah. I didn't know how to say this one, but
Supposed to be milkweed, Mama?
it says no, because I copied it directly from here.
Yep.
MIK. Yep.
Congratulations.
So
Email.
congratulations. Yep. Send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net and we'll get you all hooked up with your free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription along with your seed packet from Park Seed. I'm excited for you. This will be a great one.
So next week it'll be a new year, and we're going to be helping guide you through your whole year of growing. So we're going to start off probably by talking about how to get started. So if you're looking to get started with growing, we'll cover all the basics, and also obviously answer your questions as well. So
Yeah,
it'll be
looking forward to it.
when we see y'all again. Hope everyone has a safe and happy new year, and hopefully you can avoid some of the sickness going around. We've caught every wave of it. This is like our third time of having a wave of sickness go through the house. So that's what happens when you have so many kids. Good way to avoid it. So,
Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next week, same time, same place.
bye, everyone.
Bye.